Hi guys, it's your girl Karen, aka cakedbybabyk, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're getting ready for dress appointment number 2, and number one was a whirlwind, okay? I came home and I cried, so let's talk about it. Already did my brows off camera because y'all already know that's just the same old, but I'm gonna go in again with the One Size Oil Sucker Primer. I did like this when I used it the first time, and actually I'm gonna insert a clip of how my makeup looked at the end of the day after my first wedding dress appointment. Like I said, I came home and I cried. Granted, I don't think I cried as much as I will on my wedding day, but still looks pretty great. Again, I'm concentrating this primer in my T-zone because I'm the oiliest there, and I'm patting it in, letting it sit for 3 minutes before I apply any foundation. In the meantime, I am moisturizing the rest of my face with the Makeup Revolution bronzing drops. I don't think I'm gonna deviate from this product because I do like it a lot. Something I might deviate from though is foundation. You guys know I ride so hard for the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. It's been my go-to for the last few trials, but I've also heard that the Pat McGrath foundation is really good, so I might pick that up during the Sephora sale and use that in another trial. But for today's video, I actually think I'm going to use the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. I recently purchased this, well, not recently, it was a few months ago when I purchased this, and I was in Palm Springs. I did a full pool day with this foundation. It's supposed to be waterproof and like literally life proof. I did wear it yesterday and I really liked how it looked. Granted, I didn't wear it for a full day, but that's what today's for. All right, so let's talk about why I cried after my dress appointment. To paint a picture, I brought 5 people with me, and it wasn't even going to be just 5, it was going to be 7 originally, but I think it being 5 at the end was a blessing in disguise, even though it wasn't really a blessing in disguise because it was still too many people. I think my biggest mistake was bringing so many people, and a lot of those people had big personalities. I'm gonna do another layer of this. Overall, I just wanted to share in my excitement for dress shopping. It was my very first time going, and I just wanted it to be like a little hee hee ha ha moment, but it just ended up being very overwhelming and overstimulating for me. I have anxiety. It's something I've struggled with for years, so take what I say with a grain of salt because I know everyone is going to be different and everyone's preferences are different, but for me, I just wasn't anticipating so many opinions being thrown at me. Doing the Sigma color correcting duo under my eyes. So this ended up being a 2-hour appointment. I tried on 10 dresses. My mistake for assuming that people wouldn't give their opinions unless asked, but I feel like every friend that I've talked to that has gotten married, almost all their people just like keep their mouths shut in case asked by the bride or like prompted by something else. I was already very overwhelmed like 20 minutes into this 2-hour appointment, so I just literally, I blocked so much of the appointment out. I think I blocked off like 70% of it. I don't remember the majority of what was said to me, what I said to people. Like that's just how much of how overstimulating it was. And now I get it. Now I get why a lot of bridal shops don't allow more than like 2 or 3 people, and like the max is gonna be 5. Hitting this with the Benefit Professional, you guys already know. My advice for other brides, if you are looking to start getting into dress shopping, really take into consideration what you need from other people when you're in these appointments, if you even want to bring other people, and most importantly, what your definition of support means, because I know it's different for everybody. For some people, support is being super blunt and being like, yeah, that dress does not look good for you. Another way of support, which is what I assumed it would be, is to just like sit there and be gentle and just be like, yeah, I think this part of the dress looks good. I think this part of the dress looks good, but maybe this dress looks better. Or maybe it's just people sitting there and keeping their mouths shut. When it comes to the aesthetic of our wedding, we're going very classic. Our color scheme is black and white, and I have always somewhat envisioned myself in a more plain dress. Actually, I shouldn't say envisioned because I've never really envisioned myself, but I've always been more drawn to the more simple, more timeless gowns. Let's do a layer of the One Size. So being more drawn to the timeless gowns, but also putting on other ones to appease other people, I just think was something that I shouldn't have done, because that led to a whole conversation of trying to sway me a certain way, like either way, and it was a lot. There were also a lot of cameras on me during this appointment. I think out of the 5 people I brought, at one point 4 people had their cameras out and they were all just like circling me, and it was, again, very overstimulating because I just don't know where to look. I'm trying to film for my own stuff because I am a content creator. And also, as a bride who's making a decision, I just want good pictures and videos to look back on to help aid my decision. But it got to this point where everyone was filming, everyone was trying to get out of each other's frames, so they would all be moving, but they would still be in someone else's frame because everybody was filming, and it just was like a really large traffic jam. And at one point I was like, can we please just have one camera? Like, shared albums are a thing, airdrop is a thing. One camera, please. For blush, of course, Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blush. This one is for sure gonna be worn on the wedding day. There's no doubt about it, so it's gonna be in all my videos. Prepare to be sick of her. This foundation is actually looking really good, although I am worried that it's gonna be a tad bit drying because it really dries down. And I think the saddest part of it all was that I just really, going into it, was not in the right headspace. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I recently lost a family member, and it was at the week mark that I had lost this person, so I just was not like in the best headspace to begin with. Let's hit with another one size layer. But I just felt really weird and somewhat almost guilty for planning my wedding and planning all these happy things and going dress shopping and having to go through this process while also grieving. And it's a lot of the people, majority of the people, actually all the people in that room knew what happened. And I think under those circumstances, I just expected people to be, I don't know, like a little bit more gentle with how they delivered their opinions. But that unfortunately was not the case. You live and you learn, and I have my second appointment today, and I originally was like, I'm not bringing anybody, I'm going alone. The bridal stylist at my first appointment said that there are a lot of brides that come in by themselves, and at first I was like, wait, that's kind of sad. But you know what? Those brides, they're smart because they don't have everyone's opinions weighing them down. I used the Flower Beauty Heat Wave bronzer, by the way. I don't think that is going to change. Also, I said that I was really surprised that I hadn't broken this cap yet because I've been using it for so long, and it broke. So I really manifested that and I put that into the universe. Let's powder the face, going in with the one size powder. As I was saying, those women are smart. If you are a bride or a bride-to-be, my advice, strongly consider the people that you're taking to your appointment, and maybe beforehand just let them know what you need as a person. If that is being brutally honest, that's fine. If it's just sitting there and being agreeable, that's also fine. Anything else, that is also fine. You wanna know why? Because you're the bride. And this whole thing is really making me realize the bridezilla trope, she doesn't exist, okay? The bridezilla trope is simply a woman who is being forced to listen to too many opinions and she's at her breaking point, okay? Like that that basically just sums up my recent experience with dress shopping, Nate and I's recent experience with planning this wedding. Like, weddings just bring out so much drama, and I truly just don't understand why. Okay, but let's talk about the makeup again for a hot sec, because I'm baking this part of my face now, which I always chose not to bake because this part of my face is relatively normal. It's not super oily, it's not super dry. So I just always used powder on like a brush, just a light dusting. And when I cried the other day after my appointment, I could see the tear streaks were only in this area. So I was like, okay, let me start baking this area and just paying a little bit more attention to this area, because obviously the tears are not gonna stop like right here. They're gonna be running down my face. So that is something a little bit different that I'm doing with this trial. Let's hit it with another layer. It's time for my most dreaded part, the eyes. I'm gonna do my brows off camera first and then I'll be right back. All right, the idea of this eye look is basically what I'm gonna be going for, although I don't know how different it's going to look on the actual day. but I did do a darker, more thick smoked out wing with the black liner this time. And just doing really light shadow in the crease. I'm taking a mixture of these two shades and concentrating on putting the darker shades towards the end and brightening the inner part of the lid with this lightest shade. Also, ever since those Patrick Ta duos came out, they look like scattered light duos. I have been wanting them to try it out for my wedding because I think they'd look amazing just like in this inner corner right here. So I'm probably gonna pick them up during the Sephora sale and try it in my next makeup trial. For liner, I'm gonna do the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Liner in the shade Perversion, and I'm just gonna tight line with this and also add it above the lash line because we're gonna smoke it out. Taking a really small detailed brush and just smudging it out before it sets down, and then just gonna wing it out. A very, very soft baby wing. All right, lashes are on. Again, I use the Be Blinky lash clusters. I'm still debating whether or not I'm gonna use these on the actual wedding day, but let's finish it off with lips. I'm gonna use a different lip liner this time. This is the Buxom Powerline lip liner in the shade High Def Honey. Yeah, she's cute. Again, I'm using the Merit lipstick in the shade Antibes. Yay, it's all coming together. I am actually getting a little bit more excited for this dress appointment. I know I said I wasn't gonna bring anybody else to future ones moving forward, but I am bringing two people. It's two girls who weren't there during the first appointment, so they have been briefed on what has happened. Plus, I feel like if they were in the first appointment, they would have never acted that way anyways, so I feel confident bringing them this time. I might vlog this one this time, and if I do, that will be over on the Clock app. Also added a little bit of bottom mascara. This is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang waterproof mascara. I'm gonna do my hair and change. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll keep you guys updated on how this combination looks at the end of the day. I'll probably put it in the next makeup trial video that I do, and I'll also update you guys on how this dress appointment goes. Fingers crossed that it's better than the first one. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!